Good morning, everyone. And we have a new release. We're live with Business Hangouts version 2.0, and I'm going to be walking through and showing you some of it today. For those of you who are already using the product, you're going to see everything got updated for you automatically. Our team was working furiously through the night, making sure that everything was ready for the launch. And now we're ready to have it out there in the public and have everybody start playing with it. For those of you who've already been sending us feedback, we really appreciate that, and we will be using it as we continue to iterate against the product. For now, I'm just going to go through a highlight of some of the features that we have with the new product, and really be able to talk more about how you can use it with this new simplified UI. So all right. Okay, so first thing that you can see here is the new homepage for the planner. And with our new homepage for the planner, you have the ability to know as a new user if you're set up properly. Previously, this was not available. You can see if basically you've got your Google Plus account all set up, if you've been activated with YouTube Live, and if you've got the Business Hangouts app on Google Hangouts. So those are the three things that we're checking now. And really the idea here was to make it much easier for folks to be able to use the product and to be able to learn how to use it. Obviously, if you can't get on, you're not going to use it. So going right into it, planning an event now has been changed dramatically. We've got a 5-step process for creating every event. And that 5-step process is it allows you to surface all the main features that previously were sort of hidden for users. So in this case, if I was going to create an event, I would just say, bi-weekly demo. I could put a description in here. And this event says here that it's going to start at 11 a.m. And I'll move it up for our purposes to, I can't scroll from here. Let's put it to, let's see, 10:30. And we still have all those great features for if you wanted to do recurring events and if you wanted to change the time zone or anything. Now we click Save and Continue. We're going to go right on to Step 2. Step 2 is where users can identify what communication emails they want to use. And the communication emails that we have available to us are automatic notifications. So you have the ability to send automatic invitations to all registrants. And we can also get email notifications for chat messages. Of course, I have all these turned on, and an email notification of each registration. Next after that, we have these custom communication emails, very similar to version 1.0, which made the UI a little bit more friendly and easier to use for new users. Automatic reminders, my favorites. Everybody who's on here who registered had gotten one. Just simply requires you to put in when you want it to be sent, and then you click Save at the bottom, and that will save it for you. And you can also just trigger it right away, and also can customize what that looks like as well. In the fourth step here, you've got, in the next sub item here, you've got post event emails. So again, if you've gotten a thank you email or a we missed you email, our system automatically tracks who attended and who didn't. Some users, if they want to do it fast, they can just skip to the end. And for our sakes, I'm going to just go through each one of these. We've got the same attendee options, just in an easier, friendlier to use UI. Will your initial setup be remembered for the second one? Yeah, so when you set up an event, those settings are saved for the next events, which I believe is the same that happened with the previous product. And with the additional options as well, you can see we've surfaced more of the features that were hidden previously in terms of pre-registration, knowing whose event has been validated and who's going to be in what role. Going to event page setup, this is very important because there is, we're not perfect. We had a small issue for our customers who came on board for the events today. And if you don't have a custom page, first of all, if you have a custom page, you should definitely check the sizing of the page. So to make sure it works with our new UI, obviously. We have much broader support of mobile now, which previously was limited. And with our broader support of mobile now, you want to make sure all of your event pages are lining up. There's a couple things we'll be improving in the coming days, because I know that you guys are already active users on here. The share buttons are going to be moved on the event page. Currently, if you have the share buttons up, they're sort of hidden on a shrunken page. So we're working on that. And also this text color really should be black, which is all zeros, if you're curious. With our new background, the gray is just hidden here. So we definitely recommend you change that. And then charging for your event, we now have full feature parity for all of our customers. So no matter what plan you're on, you can now charge for your event, and which is great. If you just use your existing PayPal address and the money comes right to you. Registration options. The one thing to note too, if you're going to be charging for an event, is that you don't want to pre-register your attendees, because if you pre-register them, they get to skip the payment page. So it's very important that you're aware of that. We still have the embed feature, and now this used to be called lower fourth quadrant. Now we have we've made it much easier for folks to understand how this works in terms of pre-launch graphics. Finally, on the last page, before you eventually create your event, we've got all the share links on here. The event link, you can go right to your event. You can change the event from this page, and shows your embedding features. And you'll see also now that we have a bunch of friendly pop-ups, which you'll see at event. It says, basically what some of our best practices, reduce your background noise by muting your microphone, make sure you use a wired connection, close your applications, and also making sure that all of these setup features are working. So looking at my scheduled events now where this appears, I can actually, still go into my rehearsal room to prepare before, make sure that all my hosts are able to get in and use the product. And in this case, if I want to go live, we now have a nice friendly pop-up that lets you know how you're going to have to set up your account on YouTube. And it's only a one-time thing. Now, I'm not seeing my YouTube page right now because it's before my event. So if my event was, let's go change the time so I can show that to you right now. Okay, the time right now here on the West Coast is 10:08 a.m. So I'm going to change my event to 10:09. Okay. All right. So wait a minute for that to reset. There's stage jitters. For now, we can go right to the rehearsal room and I can just show some of the features there. Okay. So now with your existing icon, you'll see that it's currently already working with the new version of the BHO planner. And what's nice that you don't have to do any updates or changes. On the page here, you can see that we've got all the important, prudent information here at the bottom that will explain to you what is happening with your event when it is. There was a share link that was requested, makes it easier for you to share it with somebody. Also, who I'm logged in on, which is sometimes important for folks. All of our buttons are much bigger and easier to see. And we've also changed our promotion to be easier to use. And we also give you the ability to expand and change the size of the screen as well. One of the features that I'm most excited about that we launched with this newest release is our ability to have a fully integrated version with our Google Docs integration. So for anybody who wants to share docs in real time with folks and collaborate on them, you can now do that. When I go into my Drive, I'm immediately taken to all of my my documents, and here's the scheduling for my daughter's soccer team, and so I could be talking in real time with somebody and working on a spreadsheet and see all those changes updated. That's pretty neat. And with our slideshow, you're also going to find now that we have some new templates to use. These templates were designed to work better. The previous templates are still available. However, some of them we felt like would show a little bit of pixelation. And in terms of some of the features that you're used to having for attendee management is still there, but we have beefed up quite a bit the features that you can use for in terms of showing your camera or not hiding your video stream. So there are a few new features that you'll see in terms of what you can show and not show, which were not there previously. Now, in terms of post-event data, I can go into all my past events, and I can actually see all the attendee statistics. And I'm going to switch from this account I don't really use very much. So I'm going to switch from this account, and I'm going to show you instead my planner on this computer. As this one here has some richer data available on it. And all of your events are, by the way, updated as well for those who have already been using the product. If you want to see some of these neat statistics pages and send us feedback on them as well, these are all new, of course. We'll be able to continue to iterate on these. Looking at last week, on the event we had this past Tuesday, I can go in and I can obviously still get the data that we used to get on individual people who attended, but I can also get this rich page on statistics on what happened and when, how long the broadcast lasted, people were in the room, who had missed the event, and just a friendlier way to display what happened and when with my Google Hangout, with my Business Hangouts events. All right. So I always thought we had a few new attendees come on here as well. Thanks for joining. Are there any questions now that we're live with version 2.0? I know not everybody's had a chance to use the product yet, but once you do, I'm sure you're going to find that it's easier to use, and looking forward to hearing your feedback as you test and play with it. And yes. So the views have been updated. They've been updated to make it easier to understand and use. There were some questions from folks on how to access the chat. We tried to make it more friendly and easy. So hopefully you find it friendly and easier too. Yeah, exactly. We felt like it was very important to make the chat easy to access. Also, as we're thinking through future versions of the product, we want the experience inside of Business Hangouts to be more controlled. So as we launch more features and making improvements, it's really going to be around preventing users from doing things that would take them out of the Hangout, and to let you know as the host what's happening and when. Currently, we feel like there's a few too many areas where they can get out. So you'll be seeing those coming in the coming weeks and months. Great questions. Thank you, Russ. And we've had, we actually, funny enough, we've had our first live large broadcast event already on the unplanned on the platform this morning. So we've been monitoring it closely, and thankfully I can tell you that if you're going to be having a large event, that you don't need to worry about the platform holding up, because one of our new customers had an emergency, and we told them we were going live, and we felt pretty good about our testing process, but we weren't totally sure what would happen, and thankfully it's all turned out well, and the webinar is going well for him right now. So feel good if you're going to have to do a big event. For some of your power users, the couple of feedback things I've gotten again is to make sure your event page is okay. Oh, you want to add the film strip? Sure. Okay, I'll promote Russ right now. One of the things, a couple things that we've seen is the event page. We've seen that the color scheme is not quite perfect just yet. So just make sure you check that your fonts are black. We'll be updating the default font for everybody. We also have the backgrounds, the sizing. Make sure you check your sizing so that it's right. And we also have also here on the promotion side, we've noticed the promotions were a little bit, we fixed some of, you may have seen it if you've been hosting large events before, the participant views. When you're promoting somebody, there was a lot more instability when you're promoting folks than we have now. So what you'll find is that change means that two things. One, it's a lot easier to promote somebody. It's a lot friendlier. At the same time, if something goes wrong with them right now, it is the same as previously. They'll have to come back in. Oh, you want to see what the film strip looks like? Oh, I only have one person in, so let me add. I'll add Karen, and then I'll show you guys the film strip on my other machine here. All right. So I was not understanding what you were asking. Let's launch. Really no change to the film strip, as that's part of the Google Hangouts. But the one thing you can see is that there's actually 4 less steps now. Hopefully I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. Okay, let's just do it now. Okay. So when you launch a live event now, you're no longer have 3 steps to get into YouTube. We now send you right over to YouTube. So you can see right now that I'm creating my event. Let me just show you that again, how it works. So I'm on my permalink page. I click to go live. And when I do that, I go right to YouTube. I don't know if you recall, but this used to be like 3 or 4 steps. So then we now remove that to make it much easier. And we want to do a little demonstration of the film strip here. No real changes to the film strip, except that with this video streaming capability, and we'll talk about this more on our office hours tomorrow morning. It'd be a great place to ask about it, exactly how it works. But the new interface allows for, I think we previously had 2 states. One state in the film strip was, sorry, I gotta make sure I mute this for me, otherwise we're gonna have problems. One thing on the film strip for me was that you could basically show the banner at the bottom or your icon. And now that's changed in that we can show both the, we could show 3 states basically. You can actually change your video stream. So in this case, if I wanted to, and forgive me too, because I haven't, let me just change this. Yeah, so I can basically, so right now my first state in the film strip, you can see here is just my icon, but let me just turn on my camera so you can see this here. So here I am now, and you can see that I have the banner at the bottom here. And now I have another option where I can hide my video stream, and you can still see the name show up, but then the screen is black. So some folks had asked for that, so we now have that available as well. And you can also turn off the display name. So now I go in, there's no display name, it's just me. So, you know, these are new features for us. So it'll be fun to hear your feedback on them. And again, if somebody mutes their camera again, it shows this, which some people don't want. So that now they have some other options available to them as well. Again, no change in the film strip down here. Really, what we're going to be looking at is ways to make it harder for folks to click in this area, because it could take them out of the business hangouts. Obviously, they can get right back in by clicking the icon, but we're looking at features like that in the future to make it easier for folks to stay really rigid in the hangout. Great questions. All right. All right. Hi there, Karen.
Hi.
So what other, and do we have any other questions? Lots of good feedback. I appreciate it. We want to definitely if you're curious about the product, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we also have our office hours tomorrow that we're available for. Those will be at 9 a.m. every Friday here Pacific on the West Coast. And we're available to answer any more technical questions. Whereas for our biweekly product hangouts, we really talk more about best ways to use the product, how it works, the most simple features, just to make it easier for people to jump on and start using it if you're a new customer. I think we may have said everything that needs to be said for today. So if anybody has anything else that they want to say, please don't hesitate to join our hangout tomorrow. We're going to have an engineer on there, and we'll have some other folks on there as well, some power users. So be happy to have you, and look forward to enjoying. Oh, good to see you out there, Russ. We're gonna be excited to have you and Andrew on there too, I hope. And it's gonna be a fun time. I'm sure we're gonna get lots of good feedback. I already saw Michael Daniels this morning send us a laundry list of things to look at. So we've got to go through all those now that we're live with V2. But it's been a lot of hundreds of hours of work and a lot of great work by the team to get it live. And we're just excited that it's out now and we can build on it. All right. All right, everybody. Well, have a great day. Thanks for joining. And looking forward to, for those of you who can come in tomorrow, looking forward to talking to you then. That's good. No, great. Oh, Andrew, you saw the comments too? Great. All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.